Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela and I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and I'd like to welcome you back to another yarn review. And now this one is for Yarnspirations Carlton Simply Soft in stripes. Now this is what it looks like worked up on a 48 needle centro. So before we start on our little sample, I should explain, for me this yarn was a little bit too busy. The length of the colourways was not enough for me, and to be able to do something in a stitch pattern that I liked that didn't mould into each other and cause my brain to go do lally. Right, so let's have a look at the information first, and then we will go on and I will do you a quick little sample. Now, as I said, this is a Yarnspirations Carlton Simply Soft in stripes. There is a website at the bottom here, which is www.yarnspirations.com/square deal a blanket HTMI. So I believe that is for a pattern. Yes, it is. It's free pattern on label, blah 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 blah. Now, I didn't do that free pattern on the label because I didn't read the label, but to be honest, I only had 2 of these cakes. As you can see here, I put ×2, so I know I only had 2 of these cakes, so I really don't think I would have had enough for that entire blanket. And now the colourway here is a times square. Okay, is a medium 4 weight yarn. So for the UK, that is an Aran weight yarn, and for the US it is a 10 to 12. Now they suggest a 5mm hook, so which is a US 8. Okay, and any other information I forget today will be put down the side. We've got it's 100% acrylic. There is 5 ounces or 141 grams per ball approximately, and there is approximately 235 yards or 215 meters, so not a bad size ball, and it definitely did go a decent way. Right, so let's get started on our sample section. First of all, of course, I will chain up however many I feel like. Okay, first up we will be doing our rows of single crochet. I will probably speed this up, but as you can see on that last stitch, I did actually catch the yarn, so this one does separate quite easily, and I think that may be dependent on whether you have centre pulled or you're working from the outside of the ball, because of course it's a span one way and I'm right-handed, so maybe I've pulled it the wrong way and I'm working against the spin of the yarn. You never know. So if your work does start splitting and you're doing it straight off, I'll work from the other end. So if you centre pull, pull from the outside, take it from the outside. If you're working on the inside, find that centre pull, and that should hopefully stop your yarn from unravelling. Right. Now I've talked all the way through this row, it's time to speed up and do the second row. Now on to half doubles. now time for double crochets. Okay, so my piece of scrap yarn is not long enough, okay, for me to get anything bigger than this. Look, that's it. That's all I've got left. So if you're wondering why the stitches and the squares look a bit discombobulated, oh, I love that word, it is because of this. Okay, so let's strip back the double crochets. Real time. Okay, now we're going to turn. And a real time strip back half double crochets. There's a little bit more tugging on that, but that's normal for stripping them back. Stripping back another row of half double crochets. Okay, and you're going to have to wait a second for the singles. Right, so now let's pop this back on my hook and we'll do a different row. Right, so now it is time for a row of trebles. Okay, so and now for another stitch. Let me think, what should we do? Oh, I know, bead stitch. Ooh, start again. Okay, now this is maybe down to the fact that it is overworked. Maybe I've got the wrong hook size. I didn't check before I started and maybe I'm pulling my yarn too tight. But yeah, that is a piglet to pull through and I haven't caught it all either. Okay, so I'm going to give up on that. Let's strip that stitch back. I'm not saying at all that you can't use that stitch. I'm just saying because this has been overworked and it, as you can see here, is starting to unravel. I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Well, I wasn't, but close enough. Right, so let's strip back the treble crochet. And the kiss. Okay, so there we go. It's stripped back really quite nicely. Now this yarn is beautiful. It does glide on and off the hook really lovely. Now let's strip back the single. So, what do I think of the Yarnspirations Carlton Simply Soft? Yes, it is soft. Yes, it glides nicely. There is a slight waxy tone to it. Although I don't quite know what I'm talking about. It just feels like you might have put too much fabric conditioner in your laundry, if that makes any sense. The colour change is okay. It's okay if you like this style where it doesn't blend. Okay, it just, where is it? Come on, there we go. That is your blend section, so there isn't really a great deal. Before it goes into the next colour, actually it'd probably be better to show you from the pink to the red. Where are you? Right, so here we go. So from the pink to the red, and as you can see here as well, they also do have bits of colour throughout, so it is not a straight a colour swap, and it's also not a completely blended colour swap. I have this within this blanket as well, where you get halfway along a row and there's just an odd colour, but I think that's on the other side. Yeah, probably. Right, okay. Right, so it does work lovely over on your hook. I'm using a metal hook. I haven't tried it on a bamboo or a wooden, but it glided lovely. Yes, in parts I did have to slow down my work because I think I took it from the wrong end of the bowl and it had started untwisting on me. I think this one is really designed for knitting over crochet, which is why it worked the way it did, but that's just my guessing. Right, so would I use this yarn again? Actually, yes, I do have some in a plain colourway, so I will be having a go with this at a later point. Okay, but in regards to this stripes colourway, which is what it's called, it's actually called stripes, they no longer make this one. The only comparable yarn that I can find from this range is now called the CARON Simply Soft Paints. Okay, I've only been able to find that in Wool Warehouse, and they have it the prints priced up at £4.29. If you wanted the plain, that is also £4.29. That is from there. As I said, I've had a quick search. I can't find it anywhere else in the UK, and of course it is actually made in America, so the probabilities are small for me. Right, I'm gonna head off now. I will see you all really soon. If you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. Ta-ra for now, everybody.